What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We're going to break down week 13 of the NFL. It was a crazy ass weekend, followed by an even crazier ass Monday night football game between the Jags and the Bengals. But as always, go down, like, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts on week 13. And I'm Paul, pick 'em, win 'em, Concha, and I'm joined with.
You already know, man. It's your boy, Kev, Waterboy Savoy, aka the Don PYU. And week 13 was very interesting because there's so much. It was a hot and cold, I think, hot and cold type of Sunday. There was so much. There was just so much random shit going on. Like I don't know how to explain it. It was like a great week, but it wasn't like last week where you were glued into it. I feel like it was like you had to catch some random ass moments. You're just like, yo, what the fuck? Like the 49ers beating the shit out the Eagles. You're just like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now?
See, I think that's why there wasn't many good matchups to people look forward to on this weekend slate, except for the Eagles 49. That was the only game that people were probably looking forward to, and it turned out to be an absolute ass whooping. So at that point, the whole weekend was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. But Powell, man, this was a good week. How'd you feel about it?
I felt good. I was actually about to throw it to you, Kev. I want to talk because it's honestly one of my favorite games from the weekend. I know you were glued to it. The Falcons and Jets. It was so ugly, so throwback. But for whatever reason, I made sure I stayed tuned to that game. And y'all Falcons are securing the number one seed for sure. Like no tie or nothing now in the division with a 13-8 win over the Jets. That only makes me happier and happier. Y'all eliminated the Jets from a possible playoff berth. So thank you.
Nah, that's just well, I mean, you're welcome. For sure. But I think we just been balling right now. We've been figuring it out. That game 13-8 was so ugly, but we didn't quit. We stayed the course. And we were going against a really, 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 really good defense. And that defense showed for most of the game. But there were a few times, there's like two or three, where everything just clicked and we made it happen and we went crazy on third down. And I think that's how we got that win against the Jets this week.
And I would say, yeah, the Jets are everyone's one of everyone's favorite defenses, but just the back-to-back weeks where the Falcons' defense is what I think is the difference maker in them winning the game. Like y'all forced three turnovers, a couple fumbles, and the interception. The Jets, yeah, they stopped y'all's on downs and stuff, but they didn't get no turnovers. Like they didn't have any big momentum swings like that. Where the Falcons, I felt like every turnover it led to at least 3 points.
Not for real. And then, yeah, I could definitely agree with that.
Oh, I mean, they did get a safety. The Jets did get a safety, or I think it was the first score of the game was a safety.
Mm-hmm. But it was just, I just think we also were like, saying not that our defense was really, really ready for them. Like the entire game, I was just like, Tim Boyle beat us. I'm taking that every time.
He got cut actually today.
Oh, wow.
He is out of there for the Jets. So Trevor Seaman's gonna be the remainder starter.
Yeah,
But
nice.
one ugly game to another, Kev. Chargers beat the Patriots in what everyone's saying is the ugliest game of the year. Chargers winning 6, Patriots get 0. The Bill Belichick tanking for the number one pick tour continues. But the Chargers, the bigger question mark is this is the Kellen Moore offense. Because aren't you big into? I don't know if you like Kellen Moore or not, but I just remember we talked about the Chargers and Kellen Moore.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Kellen Moore. I loved him as the Cowboys offensive coordinator. He was really smooth. And then to see him doing his thing with the Chargers is smooth too.
But
But them boys only scored 6 points this week.
and the Patriots only get 0, but they definitely got field goal range a couple times. Bill Belichick said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna keep going for it on fourth down." It was like 4th and 6, and they were going for it.
Damn, that's actually pretty crazy. I mean, that boy's living like that.
He said, "This is vacation time. Like fuck all this. This season's a wrap. I'm gonna
Nah, but
get
that's
Caleb Williams or Drake May, baby."
No, that's real. But I mean, they bench your man's McCorkle after what?
Oh,
What he
my
throw?
man.
Like,
Hey, my man.
what he throw? What he threw 2 picks and got a fumble or something like that.
Yeah. Well, this game Bailey zapping them getting to start, but that was the game before. That performance led to him getting benched for this game.
So he didn't even play at all this game.
Yeah, no, McCorkle was holding the clipboard.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think reports are saying people were calling him clipboard boy. But
Oh,
onto the highlights. Well, at least my highlights. Dolphins 45, Commanders 15. I mean, Tyreek Hill, Tua, enough said. Like that, Tyreek really might go for 2,000 yards.
and there's nothing anybody can do about it. You kind of just have to kind of just hope he doesn't do it against your favorite defense.
The Commanders are playing single man to man. Tyreek
Nothing.
Tyreek Hill felt this. He said on the second play. That's why the second play was like a 70-yard touchdown. He was like, I felt disrespected, and he took the bitch to the house. And then Otchain coming back, I think he got a touchdown himself. They're showing his stats. Like he's only played 4 games, and in those 4 games, he has like 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's different.
Wait, who was it?
Otchain, our running back that just came back from the IR.
Mm-hmm.
He remember because he had like very first, he ran for like 200 yards on the Broncos, ran for like 140 in his very first game, and like every week he's played, he has like double, he has 2 touchdowns, except for this week he had one.
Oh, so he's different, and he's clocked. They clocked him as the highest. You know how they clock how fast somebody's doing? He
Yeah,
got clocked. I think he got clocked for the highest twice so far this season.
yeah, he's technically the fastest person in our fucking on the team. Him, Tyreek, and Morstead, they always be arguing about track numbers. That's how you know they fast, but they're not even arguing football. They arguing they track the best time.
That's real.
And then let's get to the divisional game, Kev, where our your dog of the week and one of my dogs as well fell short in overtime. Titans losing 28-31. They tie it up to make it overtime. They go down. They run down the clock. They kick the field goal. And then Gardner Minshew says, fuck it, hold my beer. And like throws a 60-yard bomb to Alec Pierce to get within. And then they score a touchdown like 2 plays later. And they win in overtime. Colts win. But fucking honestly, Steichen, first year head coach for the Colts. No one, they lost their starting quarterback, and these motherfuckers are in the playoff contention. He might honestly win Coach of the Year.
I mean, he definitely is in the running for that.
That's what the ball. I mean, the ball didn't lose his starting quarterback last year, but he took the Giants that no one thought anything would do anything to the playoffs. And if Steichen does the same with the Colts, with Gardner Minshew as the starting quarterback for majority of the year, I mean, that's he got my vote.
Yeah, I think the Colts team are. This Colts team is definitely surprising a lot of people. They definitely surprised the hell out of me. This week, I had nothing but respect, love, and admiration for them for getting that winner overtime. Even though I picked the Titans as a dog,
Both did.
so it was. I didn't see that coming, but they fought and they fought all the way back. And when they got that ball in OT, they showed that they're well meshed. They must have known nobody was going to guard Michael Pittman because that long bomb over the top to get him in there got him right. There's so much that went their way. So like I trust you can trust this coach teams a lot of the time.
And Minshew 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think he ran one in himself too. So like, fucking doing it.
Doing the damn thing.
And I be forgetting, bro. He's built like Tom Cruise. Like he's 5'10" with a bomber jacket on. Like,
Mhm.
and then my dog of the week, who came through for me, Cardinals over Steelers. Picked them as a 6-point dog. If you were listening, you would have cashed in with me. 24-10. A few rain delays made this game ugly. But the biggest thing was Kenny Pickett leaving the game about halfway through. Mitch Trubisky came in. The offense kind of died as soon as he came in as well. And the Cardinals, James Conner running for 105 yards against his former team, the Steelers. I can't believe I forgot to bring that up when I picked the Cardinals. James Conner revenge game was definitely in full effect. Tore their ass up on the ground. And but yeah, I mean Cardinals. I mean, like I said, Kyler's playing for his fucking job. If the Cardinals get a top pick, he's not going to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals next year, and he don't want that.
No, that's facts.
I'm kind of pissed we got to see the Steelers on Thursday night, especially if they don't have Kenny Pickett. Ooh, let's see. Next game, Kev, your boy getting the dub. I listened to you. I took the pick. CJ Stroud leading the Texans to a win, 22-17 over your Broncos. Since you're the only one that's still claiming the Broncos right now. But how did you feel about CJ Stroud and the Texans getting the nice home win over the Broncos, Kev?
Oh man. It was what it was. The fact that this game was so crazy close was insane. The fact that it went down to the last wire and then Russ throws an interception to was it Derek Stingley Jr.? I think he got his
Yeah,
second interception of the
second on
game.
the day. Called game with it.
I think that shit was pretty gangster. But the stuff that I've just my biggest takeaways is one, the Texans know how to fucking squabble. Don't play with them. And two, Cortland Sutton and the rest is slow key just becoming one of the better duos in the league. Like maybe they won't have like crazy stats when it comes to receptions wise, but the plays that these receivers make for us be is so insane sometimes.
Yeah, the one over the top where like he just basically cooked the defenders for like an easy 50-yard touchdown was nasty. And Russ still got one of the prettiest deep throws in the league. But the big thing to me was Russ threw three interceptions. Everyone was talking about how Russ only threw like four interceptions all this year. Da 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 da. That's why the Broncos are winning. It was a close game, but I think if Russ, I know the last one came in the last play of the game, but still, that's still two interceptions before that one. Like you're not gonna win a game by throwing multiple turnovers. And Nico Collins, I know you shouted out Cortland Sutton, Kev, but Nico Collins had himself a day, 191 yards.
Wow.
Fucking for the Texans for whatever reason, Surtain was getting cooked out there. Then our next game, Kev. Let's see. Oh, we already talked the Falcons Jets. This game was actually pretty close. Saints losing to the Lions 33-28. It was an ass whooping. It was 21-0 at first. You were texting me about how the Lions are just absolutely destroying the Saints, and then somehow or another the Saints bring it within a score, and then Derek Carr gets hurt. Jameis Winston comes in, leads for a touchdown, and then all of a sudden he throws the game-sealing interception. Or is it? Yeah, he threw the game-sealing interception. Game over. But I mean, and Derek Carr looked like he's gonna be hurt for a couple games. So we got the Jameis Winston tour for the next few games for the Saints. How did you feel about the Lions Saints?
Oh man. How did I feel about the Lions? I mean, definitely bounce back week.
Yeah, because they got absolutely cooked the week before.
Definite. I think the best point I heard was that the Lions weeks like these, they're using a lot of complete football. They're playing together as a team, and they're not just getting stuck on the run or the pass or this or that. They're kind of putting things together and making things like complement each other. So I think that's something they're doing really well as a team. And when they move like that, that's when you see Jared Goff not throwing any interceptions. So I think they continue to maneuver like this. That's their pace.
Yeah, I mean, 4 touchdowns, one to Montgomery, one to Amon St. Brown, one to Laporta, one to Jameson Williams. That's getting everybody involved. And Laporta, I know he's having a crazy year for a tight end as a rookie, but he could potentially break the rookie tight end receiving yard record. And he went for 140 yards, 9 catches, and a touchdown this week. So if he keeps that up, he might be able to break the all-time record for a rookie at tight end. Then
That, that'd be crazy.
yeah, your two favorite teams are next, Kev. The Buccaneers beating the Panthers 21-18. Very ugly game, but Mike Evans goes for 162 yards. He goes over 1,000 yards for the 10th season in a row. He's never had a season under 1,000 yards. Only wide receiver to ever do that 10 years in a row. I gotta give him props, and he's also carrying one of my fantasy teams week in and week out. He's caught a touchdown, I think 5 out of his last 6 weeks, this week included. And on the other side, Bryce Young still. I don't know. I don't know who to blame at this point. I don't know if the play calling, the offensive line, the receivers not being good, or Bryce Young's is not that guy. The Panthers just look terrible out there. And I feel for Marcus, bro. They're sitting at 1-11 right now. They have one win all year. How did you feel about the Bucks versus the Panthers with the squeak win?
Oh man. I mean, being a part of this division, the NFC South, is always cool watching these two teams play against each other. Other teams play against each other, but like, especially since I have no stake in it, so win or lose, regardless, I'm gonna feel good at the end of the day. So this team, so let's watching this team play, and just showed me two things. One, the Panthers have so much wrong with them. There's nothing you can get figured out with just one draft pick or like a one coach, or I don't know. I think the Panthers have a lot to fuck going on, and they're turning into a rebuilding project, not something that can really be put together in 1 year or so. And two, this man Mike Evans really has scored 1,000 yards every season. I respect it.
Every season.
I respect. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not a fan of Mike Evans like that for real, but I respect it. That's pretty fire. And the quarterbacks that he's had on have been insanely terrible. So to see that consistently, I respect it. But don't be trying to flex that if you're a Bucks fan, because I will flame
Obama was in office when that man was getting 1,000 yards.
you.
That's crazy. Someone tweeted that, and I was like, "Damn, bro, that's kind of crazy to think about." Then, yeah, I mean, Bucks might make a push for the division, but the Falcons ain't going for that. Then let's see, I think that was a 4 o'clock game. The big 4 o'clock game, the game of the week. Everyone tuned in for Eagles 49ers. Kev, you said it earlier. It was an ass whooping. I said it earlier. It was an ass whooping. But how did you feel watching this Brock Purdy squad take on the Eagles squad rematch of the NFC Championship?
Bruh. Bruh. I remember us picking this game, thinking like, oh yeah, 49ers, they finna come through with the vengeance. They finna come talking shit. They finna I didn't know we were gonna call this shit to be insanely bad like this. This shit was crazy. What was the score? 42-19?
42-19. That's not a ball game.
Bruh, this 49ers team was on a mission. Me personally, I think they're doing too much. I think they're doing a lot. They've given the Eagles a lot of bulletin board material, knowing that you guys are probably gonna have to run through each other again before the end of the season. I think that's kind of wild, but it is what it is. They fucked the Eagles up, and they're here to show it.
And that was a big game because of without the Eagles losing that game, the next week Eagles play Cowboys, and if the Cowboys beat the Eagles in that game, the Cowboys are going to be number one in the division. So now the
Mm,
Eagles go from number one in the fucking conference to potentially the fifth seed in the playoffs.
mm.
So yeah, a lot of Cowboys fans were Niners fans this last Sunday, but Brock Purdy. I mean, Debo Samuel was the big one. He's had 3 total touchdowns, 2 over the air, and then he ran one in for like I think it was like a 20-yarder run or some shit. But Debo had himself a day. Christian McCaffrey had himself a day. Kittle had himself a day. It was like Brock Purdy, I think, is now the favorite to win MVP, and his numbers are pretty. Like I haven't been peeping his numbers throughout the season, but he got some numbers on him. Like don't get it twisted. Brock Purdy has some nice stats. And you can say he's a system quarterback, but fuck, they just beat the shit out of the NFC conference winner last year. And people are saying that Super Bowl favorite also. So, I mean, 49ers are right back in that mix for Super Bowl. Me and you, I don't think ever took them off that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the 49ers had in their fucking coffee this week, but that team is on some shits.
Yeah, and we'll see. These 2 playoff teams, we'll see them maybe down the road. So they usually the last few years I feel like had lined up like that. A team that plays in the playoffs on the NFC side, they played earlier in the year.
Hell yeah.
And then our last 4 o'clock game, it was close until it wasn't. Rams 36, 19 Browns. It was 19-20 midway through the fourth quarter. Then Joe Flacco throws the interception, and then the Rams go up 27-19, and then the Rams just kind of stomped on them after that and ran it up 36-19. I mean, Joe Flacco wasn't looking bad out there for a little bit until that interception late in the fourth quarter. He did enough to keep it close, but like I said, it was close until it wasn't. Then the Rams took off on the ass.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's the best way to explain it. The Rams kind of just left them in the dust. It was a very close game until the Rams said, "Yeah, I'm out of here." Puka Nakua doing his fucking thing, doing the damn thing. I want to say he got like 150 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, he
Seven.
snapped.
Yeah, bro went fucking crazy. So and then Kyron Williams also was eating. So this Rams team is low key slow, low key. Nobody's talking about it, but this Rams team is low key trying to sneak their way into the playoffs.
They're 6-6 right now. They're 500. They're flowing on the water. Last couple of weeks, it's time to make the push.
So we'll see what they can do. But this was a good showing from them. They say Sean McVay owns
Oh, this is the Browns coach, Zach Taylor.
oh no, I'm tripping. Never mind.
Yeah, no, but also Puka Nakua, he did have himself a day, but I think he got hurt at the end of the game. So he might miss, I think he might be missing a lot of either the rest of the year or a chunk of it.
Mm. We'll see. I didn't check the injury reports.
And then our next game, Sunday Night Football, Packers beating the Chiefs 27-19. One of my locks was Chiefs. Chiefs were in a lot of my parlays. The Chiefs losing cooked me, but the Jordan Love tour, the Jordan Love era, as people are calling it, fucking good. The past few weeks, I have to give a round of applause to Jordan Love. Like completely changed my tune on what he was. We gave him some props last week after what they did on Thanksgiving when they beat the Lions. And now we're talking about the Chiefs, and we weren't talking about the Chiefs offense coming into this game. We're talking about the Chiefs defense being such a big difference maker. And Jordan Love was dicing that shit up, right? Like, of course, there was that defensive pass interference that wasn't called, not the Hail Mary, but a couple plays prior to MVS. And the safety literally like tackled him before the ball got there. A clear call would have put him on the 6-yard line, 30 seconds left. Different ball game right there to go for the tie. But instead, we get a Jordan Love win, and the Packers are sitting at 6-6, another team at 500. How did you feel about the Packers getting a win at home in Lambeau?
I wanted to say I felt stupid. I was like, how did I not expect this could happen? But it was because nobody expected this to happen. I think the Packers, their young core, they're figuring something out right now, and they're not really backing down to nobody. Jordan Love said this was a revenge game for him after his first start against the Chiefs back in when Aaron Rodgers had to get
Oh
immunized.
yeah, that was an ugly game.
Hell yeah. So he definitely came back and redeemed himself for whatever skeletons he was dealing with. He got those figured out. So this Packers team definitely came out and looked really fucking great. I wasn't, and this Chiefs team, you can't throw interceptions late in the fourth. Like if you expect to
Man,
those games, like
that interception right there. I know it was a hell of a play by the corner, but still, like it was like 5 minutes left of the game. You're only down by five. I was like, okay, this is the Mahomes time. They're gonna take 4 minutes off the clock and score the game clinching touchdown.
yeah, I also thought that's what was going to happen.
Then he throws that interception, and I was like, fuck. I actually thought the game was gonna be over there. And then they end up getting the field goal, and I was like, okay, this is when the Mahomes magic happens. Back against the wall. This is the Kelsey show. Taylor Swift is in attendance. Man, man, that
Yeah, they left this motherfucker guessing.
hell of a game though for Sunday night. It definitely had me on my seat at the end of it.
Oh yeah, and I mean, that boy Jordan Love is showing that he's a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah, real NFL quarterback. I gave him that. I'm like, he looks like an NFL guy. I don't know what the sky is the limit right now. I don't know how high he'll go, but I know he at least is an NFL caliber guy.
I respect you to the fullest.
And then Monday Night Football, we were kind of clowning it prior. It turned out to be a heater. 31-34 overtime win by the 10-point underdog Bengals. Backup quarterback Jake Browning has himself a fucking day to upset the Jags in Jacksonville. Even Trevor Lawrence gets hurt in the fourth quarter. He leaves the game. CJ Beathard comes out to finish the game. Definitely not a good sign for the Jags fans. It is a high ankle sprain, so Trevor Lawrence might miss a week, but he's fine in the long run. But how did you feel about the Bengals going in Jacksonville and getting the upset win, Kev?
Man, this Bengals team was on a mission this fucking Monday, Paul. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. You said it last week that like they still have all the weapons. They can figure make things happen. They put that together this week. Everybody did their part from Joe Mixon to Jamar Chase to T. Higgins. Everybody possible did their part when it came to scoring. Their defense showed up. Chuba Hubbard, all them boys were showing up, getting sacks and shit. They definitely came through. And I think this was a team effort from their entire team. And Jake Browning looked good. He started off the game like 12 for 13 for like 125 yards. Like they did everything this game. And I was so shook watching this. And I want to make Trevor Lawrence getting hurt in the fourth quarter such a big deal. Like this is the reason why they lost. Like, nah, they're kind of losing. They kind of the Bengals just had something for their ass every time they did something.
It reminded me of a game of when you playing pickup basketball down at the park, and it's best of 16, and it's like win by two, and the motherfucker you hit a shot, then the next team they come down and hit. They weren't hitting. No one was hitting shit all game. But the
Mm-hmm.
game's on the line, you can't miss. Both teams are, and now that the final score of the game is like 26-28 because both, instead of it going to 16. And that's how, like, in fourth quarter, well, not just fourth quarter, but like the whole second half, it was just every time one team scored, the other team scored. I remember I wasn't really paying too much attention. It was 14-7. Jags were winning. Me and my dad are on the phone, and he's like, oh shit, they just scored a touchdown. And then I was like, oh, no, he was like, it's 14-14. He was like, Bengals have scored a touchdown. I was like, I thought it was just tied. And he's like, no, Jamar Chase has caught a 75-yard touchdown. And I was like, nah, now I know you're joking with me. You're just saying that because I'm not paying attention. And he's like, no, I'm being dead serious. He just scored a 75-yard touchdown. I was like, what the fuck? Like, and as I go and I start getting caught up with it, I'm like, oh shit, like this isn't just the game staying close early, and then the better team pulls away. It was like the Bengals. You said 12 for 13, which he was 12 for 13, 100 and something. He ends the game 32 of 37, 350 yards. He even ran a touchdown in his damn self. Like they're saying in his past two games, Jake Brown is completing like 85% of his passes. So like that's just insane for a backup to come in and just be able to do what he's doing right now.
Hell yeah.
But he does have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. He got the weapons.
Yeah, you got something to play with now. But
Yeah, no, but then the Jags they're potentially going to be a number one seed in the AFC. All the number one team. With this loss, they're kind of hurt their odds. Still open though, because they're just a game behind the Dolphins and the Ravens.
hell yeah. I mean, they did their thing. And the only thing that kills me was that the play in overtime on third down when the backup quarterback rolls out, sees Calvin Ridley, hits him, and they would have got the ball at like they would have got the ball down to like this to 8 yard line. But they called that bitch back because of holding. And I've never seen like just the deflation come out of a team. Like see watch a team get so deflated. It was hurtful.
Yeah, it went from a 43-yard gain to a 3rd and 17.
Tragic.
Fucking yeah, that one really hurt him. And I will say that Christian Kirk, he got hurt early in the game. That was kind of a big thing too, because it was just Calvin Ridley. They didn't really have. I mean, Zay Jones is still a good wide receiver, but Christian Kirk has been like open all damn season. It feels like so. And his serious. He broke something or tore something. He's gonna be out for the rest of the season. And his if he could come back, it would be in the Super Bowl if the Jaguars can make it.
Mm,
So that's a big piece moving forward for the Jaguars. I mean, Calvin Ridley's still a great wide receiver one, but Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley was like having two wide receiver ones.
yeah. And they work up really well off of each other.
And they were just getting that mesh too, of working really good with each other. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like one person has a good game, the other one doesn't. It was like these past few weeks, both of them were having good games.
Hell yeah.
But that was it for Monday Night Football. And as always, we'll stay tuned for the Thursday night pick. Stay tuned for the UFC. We got the fight nights coming up, the recaps, and the boxing. We got Haney Progras, Haney's first fight at 140 going up against the champion. Stay tuned. This week's actually going to be packed with a lot of shit. As always, I'm Paul Pickham, Wyndham Concha, joined with Kevin, Waterboy Savoy. This has been NFL Recap Week 13. And if y'all didn't know, now you know, motherfuckers.